We don't have an intro video. Now you can make a little intro video. Um, I hope this volume's not too loud or too low. Once we get somebody in here, we'll find out. It sounds like I'm echoing. Um, that could be because I have two devices. What about now? Now you can't hear shit. We're not going to do that. Because when I did that, we couldn't hear nothing. Okay, I was trying to set this up really nice first. My husband bought me this nice thing that holds my iPad up, and I can, adjust it like now. If I want to read some notes. I know we're echoing, right? If we're echoing, let me know. I'm going to change that for us. You do not hear the echo? Why would you want to talk to me? I don't know. I want it all the time. Why do people want to hear me talk? On that I'm trying to talk to. Hey, Johnny Brahman. Uh, Patrick, I don't know. Was you hanging out with us last? Why did that break up? Last night. Um, Me and my friend went for a walk. I don't know if you were there or not. But we went up. We didn't walk the whole time, but we was out there for 2 hours. I didn't realize it was that long. And, and nobody's got echoes. Let me know if you wind up experiencing that. I'm talking slower because I'm thinking, why is it echoing for me, but not you guys? And it's probably because I have the headphones on. Yeah, maybe I should just take those off because I think I'm gonna drive myself. I'm not gonna take them off. I'm gonna try to disconnect this Amy. Okay. If we need her to come back and be an extra screenshot, she will. Oh man, is this on my main channel or the backup? I hope to God it's on the main channel. I'm sorry, but I get, you know, I want some. I would like to get some people over here, which we got people coming in, but I just want to make sure I'm on the main channel. I think I am. Great, great. Um, Also, I still need something to stabilize my mic with. My husband plans on, well, he's going to put in his room um, a desk. No, we already have a desk, but we have an old ass desktop. And we stopped using it when Seven stopped. Um, when they said you can't have Seven no more. So it's old, and so I really need a desktop, and he wants one. So if he gets one, we'll use it sometimes to do our panels, and we'll still use mine too because we sleep in different rooms for a reason. Not because we don't like each other, but we're just on such different schedules. You know, I was up cleaning the bathroom at 4 o'clock this morning, and he was like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I started it last night, And then I went for a walk, so I didn't get to finish it. So I felt like, why not just go ahead and finish it up real quick? I wish I had something to hold this microphone. It's a nice mic. I'm thinking about taping it to something. Anyway, he got this thing that holds my iPad. I can't show y'all right now, but I will show y'all later. We're fixing to go over some articles and stuff. Um, I'm just going to see if I can tape this to my iFi stand. I feel like to me, it sounds like my words are drawn out, but maybe that's just me. Oh, I'm so stupid. I taped it, but I didn't tape the mic to it. I just put tape on it. Oh, I make myself laugh. I'm so goofy sometimes. It's the simplest, easiest things that I usually get screwed up. If it's something a little more complex, then I'd probably get it right. Depending on what it is now. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is tape this mic so that way if I move around, you guys won't hear that as bad. Okay, so is our sound still 5 by 5? We still get on sound before we get started? I appreciate y'all's help. I didn't have nobody to test this with this early in the morning. I wanted to do the show for y'all, but hell, by now it's already 10 something. I started setting this show up, but I'm not sure. So about 8 o'clock. Hey, Rodney. Did I miss anybody? I don't think so. Okay, thanks for y'all hanging out with me last night. Okay, now we need just a sound check. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate this because I wanted this to be a good show for you guys. I'm not promising that will be because I do make mistakes sometimes, don't we all? Hold on, I forget my pillow for my back and it's already killing me. Give me 1 second, please. Oh, come on. Oh, there it is. Okay, sorry about that. Couldn't take the mic with me because I got it taped to the stand now. For now, I won't leave it there because I know me. I want to use it one day. Oh, I think that's my pink mic I've got hooked up. Y'all know the ones I carry in the car. Okay, let me see how we're sounding. Okay, sounding good. Plugged in. Okay. All right. Hi, Nick. And the first thing I wanted to bring up was I didn't realize this. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this because you guys have heard this story, I believe. If not, there's a whole playlist on my channel about the Meghan Walsh case, daughter of John Walsh. I just found this article that I thought was interesting. I met this man when I went to court with Meghan Walsh a couple times, and he was there. He was a big supporter of hers, and he got arrested too. I was not there the day he took the baby. She was at her friend's house. She was supposed to be in court, but they didn't tell her that. Her own public defender. Why am I surprised? I'm not. It's sad though. Uh, all they claimed they wanted to see was proof that she had had the baby to the doctor because she had the baby at home, and she had took the baby. She had the paperwork. All the lawyer had to do was call her. and say, look, you got to be in court and you got to have proof. And she'd have been there. Instead, they told her they were coming to do a home study that. Okay, anyway, I found it interesting. I found this article. It's old, but I'm going to try to read y'all a little bit of it. Let me share the screen with you real quick. And then we're going to get some other things, some newer things, and we're going to get into some ways of, instead of writing all this shit on comments that people are never, well, a few people read them, but I watch a lot of YouTube, and I'm very nosy, and I get interested in a lot of subjects. So, and then if I find an injustice or corruption in those subjects or something like that, then I'm gonna go more than just the surface look at them. I'm gonna research them, you know. So never be surprised about what I might bring you. But this is not that weird. None of it's weird. It's just the other part's gonna be about having a little bit more open conversations. A country that's born on free speech and is constantly trying to cut it off. I know things are probably going to get a little better, but we'll see. Okay, so, okay, let me make sure that was muted. Okay. If anything, I'm going to share the screen, and like I said, I'm going to read part of this. Anyway, his charges were dropped. He was, that day about court, when they didn't tell her, he was at the place she was staying with her friend. They were going to do the home study. And he videotaped them taking the baby out of the home, which is a small clip that it's not really that small. She's on the phone begging and crying, why are you in court without me? But anyway, regardless, him and the lady both were arrested for videoing from inside this woman's own home. Okay? So, and Meghan asked them to do it. Okay, so that's ridiculous. So then I found this. I didn't know about this. I knew his case was dropped. Okay, so guys, can y'all see that now? Let me know. And I'm looking for the article. I'm going to read the article off of my iPad because I can see better. Oh man, I don't know if I got a copy of that on here. Yeah, I do. I've got to. Y'all bear with me, guys. Here it is. Okay. Okay, so this was published by Vera News. Let's see. I haven't read this. I wonder if there's anything about Meghan. I'm sure there is because this is why the man got arrested. Without even reading it, I could pretty much tell you that that's probably why. Okay, 13 months ago. Let's see when this was written. 2 years ago. Okay, 13 months ago, John. Let me see if I cut this down. Can y'all hear me still? If I do it like that? Because when I hear myself talk back to me, it messes with me. Can y'all still hear me? Can you still hear me? I know I want instant answers. I'm sorry. Because if I can get y'all to still hear me, then yes, okay, good. Then I won't hear the echo no more. And I can even cut y'all up just a tad if you need it. I'm trying to make this better, guys. I know it's aggravating, but my goodness, we've had technical difficulties for so long, and I've tried so hard. I would like to really get this together, and if I do start feeling better more often, I would like to get a show back going. I'd like to get some people to panel with me, man. But first, let me get this done. Okay, so I met this guy, John. He has a show on Facebook, a podcast. And another guy, I can't remember his name. I met him too, and they were both helping Megan's case. I didn't know that John was a chamber executive. Okay, so 13 months ago, so that's really 3 years ago. John, and I cannot say his name right, so I'm just going to say John. The last name is Corapi. If you can pronounce it, you pronounce it. Well, I'm sorry. I do the best I can, man. Okay, John was fired from his job as the Orange County Chamber of Commerce Business Retention Manager. Okay, so the after the organization's president investigated allegations that he disrupted a school board meeting and encouraged others in a social media post to intimidate board members at their homes. Now, I have not looked into this case. I didn't know he was charged with this or accused of this, but I mean, it just don't seem like the type to me. I will be sharing his link, so if you want to check out his Facebook, it's called TGI. Right, thank God. TGI now or something. I'll share the link. They've got a pretty good Facebook over there. Okay, now John has thrust himself in the ongoing battle between Meghan Walsh, whose father, John, is a longtime Vero Beach resident, best known as crime fighting TV personality. And listen to this. Think about this. Now John has thrust himself into the ongoing custody battle between Meghan Walsh, whose father is a longtime resident, which doesn't matter, best known as a crime fighting TV personality. And, okay, so they're saying he got himself in a battle, but they don't make it sound that way. They make it sound, and the Department of Children and Families, DCF. Good morning, Oklahoma. Anybody I might have missed? Okay, because I'm reading, I gotta pay attention. Y'all know how it is. Okay, so John was arrested. So I don't know if they're saying both agencies had John arrested, that John's thrown himself in the way. I don't see how helping somebody research or take a video or let them tell their story, how is that getting in the way of a criminal investigation? If anything, you're providing more evidence, probably, unfortunately, because sometimes, in order to get exposure, you got to show things. Okay, so John, in fact, was arrested earlier this month for allegedly obstructing sheriff's deputies as they carried out a court order to remove from Walsh's care her 5-day-old daughter and placed the baby in DCF custody. He was charged with interfering with custody, a third-degree felony, punishable by up to 5 years in prison and a $5,000 fine, and spent 18 hours in jail before being released on a $2,500 bond. John, who's 53, is an Indian County resident for nearly 40 years. He did not respond to phone, text, and social media messages left by Vero Beach 32963, whatever that is. So now and why has he become involved with the Walsh case remained unknown as this week began. But before working for the chamber, John was involved with several. Look, this is why they're going to condemn the man. Listen, before working with the chamber, John was involved with several Vero Beach area charitable organizations. Court records show that John has not yet hired an attorney. So what? Doesn't need one necessarily. He beat the first case without one, I do believe, as far as I know. Um, According to the warrant affidavit used to arrest him, John interfered through his words and actions with deputies' efforts to assist DCF representatives in taking custody of the baby, even after being shown the order signed by Circuit Court Judge Robert Meadows, who, may I remind you personally, retired from the Sheriff's Department of Vero Beach, well, Indian River County Sheriff's Department. They don't have a police department. He worked there for 16 years. Now he's judge, and the cops he used to be buddies with, and all, they stand in front of him against the poor people of Indian River County. Okay. Okay. The affidavit states that John was continuously argumentative, challenging the legality of the court order and accusing Sheriff Lieutenant Anthony somebody and other deputies of behaving criminally. So what? He has the right to voice his First Amendment because they went and questioned the judge's decision. Yeah, he did get on them and say, "Why aren't you questioning this? Why aren't you looking into this?" But of course they wouldn't. Nope. No, why would they? Okay. Okay, so John, it appeared, was unfamiliar with the Florida law that allows judges to order the removal of newborn from parents who have unresolved dependency cases in which DCF has taken custody of all her other children, especially if parents are deemed incapable of safely caring for the babies or haven't substantially complied with court order plans. The affidavit states DCF determined those conditions applied to Walsh after she gave birth to a daughter during the last week of May. But they knew this baby was coming. They never told her, look, you need to let us know the moment you have her. They actually put her on a separate case plan, but at the same time, they were using whatever. I still ain't figured out what this woman's. All she did was smoke some medical marijuana. All that I can figure out, and all the research I've done on it, and maybe I can get the court minutes or something. I don't know because they wouldn't let me inside the courtroom. But my goodness, this is ridiculous. Anyway, so I didn't know he was arrested then, and so then when let's see what happens when he gets to meet. Okay, then they talk. Okay, now they're talking about the meet and the 30 minutes that Meghan didn't want to turn her baby over. Can you blame her? It doesn't matter what she says. It says not only was the Meghan said the report was fraudulent. They have stolen my other 3 children. Everyone knows that. Yeah, she blamed her court appointed attorney, who she said had done nothing. It was true. If you're on the phone with a woman right now and you're supposed to be at court, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so John did try to convince them to let Meghan keep the baby for at least another day, but the lieutenant cut him off saying, explain this to you already, you're not involved in this. Nearly an hour goes by. Okay, so And then it just says John Walsh was American Most Wanted TV show, and he was Adam's father. But so he got arrested. He had been on several campaign other places, not not just the city council shit. He was a moderator for the school board candidates forum. Um, and he was, uh, and that's sponsored by We the People, whatever that is, the local We the People, and Moms for Liberty groups, both who embraces fierce and vocal and sometimes hostile. I've never seen this man be hostile. Opposition to masking students during COVID-19. Anyway, I want to definitely leave you a link to this guy's channel. Like I said, I met him a couple times. Seemed like a smart, intelligent man. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm a bad judge of character. But I thought he was pretty cool. And his buddy's the one they said, "Did you have a baby in your bag?" Well, I guess we stopped sharing the video. But anyway, I'll have the link to that. Okay, now let me see what else I had lined up for us. I'm also gonna open this up for discussion if anybody wants to come up. You have to be somebody I know or somebody I can verify. I hope our mic's still working. I get so nervous, guys. Yes, you're in the show. Everyone can see and hear you. That just makes my day. Just joking. Okay, so where did I put this? I wanted to show you. Oh well, okay. So okay, did I put the link up there? Okay. So, and I'm gonna pin the link. Now, I'm gonna touch on a few things here, and let me put out a disclaimer. These are not racist views or nothing like that. This is just some shit that I see people being lied about left and right. And I don't mean left and right, like left and right. No, I just mean um, just messed up. Okay. I'm also working on a video where I got into this comment from. I'm working on a video about people trying to say that the founding fathers. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna try to make a real video out of it. If I ever start filming, I'm gonna try to make something I've never made. I'm gonna try to make a live video where I just like sit down, like hey BC Watch dog, and tell a story like like other YouTubers do that aren't like cop watchers, because I just really can't get out there right now, but I will get out there again. At least I did get a little walk last night. Okay, so I cannot remember the comment before. Yes, I do. I took a picture of it, I think. I sure hope so. Yeah, I was trying to prepare. Did I take a picture of that and send it to myself? Picture of what? It was an article. No, it was a picture. Okay, give me a minute. I'm sorry. I need somebody to help me. I wish I had a producer. I know I'm just a small person, but I'm telling you, to me, this can be a lot of work. Okay, here I believe is okay. This is sad to me, and this is about children of all. This is about all children, in my humble opinion. But I was watching this video, and they were saying that there's erased that comment though. I guess I copied the wrong one. But anyway, what the person's saying is the teacher handed them literacy tests and told them to take them, and it was a predominantly black school, maybe an all black school, I don't know. And the teacher told these children, why would you tell children this? The reason you guys can't pass these literary tests, and you're so, I know I can't barely pronounce the word, okay, but literacy test, okay, instead of teaching them how to fucking read, she tells them it's because of segregation of 100 years ago and Jim Crow and segregation, all that stuff. What? Are you kidding me? 100 years ago? I understand that there's, you know, there, there's generational trauma. That's true. You know, if there's pain in a family, there's pain in a family, okay, or a person. But come on now, guys. Um, this is kind of crazy to me. It's like taking it too far. And even the child was like, "It's so sad." My teacher said because, Don, they said the people up north can pass their test. Well, that's another thing I wanted to comment on. The North, you know, they're not no superheroes, and they wouldn't, and Lincoln wasn't either. Lincoln was holding the Union together. I appreciate him holding the Union together, and I appreciate the slaves being free, but he clearly stated that he's going to save the Union, and if he gets to free the slaves in the process, great. But if he doesn't, then he can't help it. But he will save the Union. That's what he said. Now, I'm not judging the man. It's a different time frame, man. But I was thinking of some ways they could have done things different. But instead of me sitting around, as long as you know your history and your correct history, then it's time to start building and start doing things differently, you know. And we've got to make sure, why would, instead of telling a child you're 100 years behind in reading because the South was so racist 100 years ago, just teach them to read and to go back to the teachers that sent them to you and say, hey, we're gonna have to do something. We're gonna have to do younger. Go to your boss. I know these teachers are going through a lot of hell too because of the illness and all that stuff. But anyway, I just, rather than dwelling on the past, we should focus on improving the present. One person, and the one present issue, like I mentioned in here, is the literacy rates. We need to invest in educational programs that will prioritize phonics and basic skills. I tell you all the time, they're not really teaching them phonics like they did us. They're not teaching them to sound their words out. Okay? So they're like learning words by memory. So if they don't know the word, when we don't know a word, what do? We sound it out and try to put it together. They don't teach them that in a lot of schools. And I'm not talking about white children, black children. I'm talking about all children. They don't teach them that. Okay, is there a school somewhere that might? I surely doubt it. Also, instead of let's get these literacy rates up. If we need money to do it, let's invest in educational programs, guys. I feel like we can pri, prioritize. It's a shame to get this way. Anyway, make phonics and basic skills and stuff. You know, we need more of that. Additionally, the presence of police officers in our schools, that creates what some people would call a hostile learning environment. That's the simplest way to put it. I've seen too many kids cuffed. I've seen too much shit like that go on in schools, and I don't believe in community resource officers. I really don't. We don't really have much of an audience. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know if it's because it's early or people just don't like me no more. I don't know. I know I haven't been around much, but damn, I be trying. Anyway, so I also believe that we should share our cultures. Um, I've always believed that, always, and I feel very grateful that I was grew up and become a young adult in the time frame I did because racism had gotten so much better, and it wasn't perfect. It was so much better, and we were just chilling, and then all of a sudden, and we shared our cultures, like you go to somebody's house and they cook and they're like, man, you gotta come here and try this, whatever. It might be a stereotypical Asian dish and you're not Asian and they don't think you've ever tried it. Whatever. They know you. They're your friend. They know the kind of shit you have probably tried. Okay? Used to it be like that. We'd be like, look, I cook, or we're having a cookout, all this stuff. And they can make the Karen joke about cookouts. I don't care. None of that stuff bothers me. I know who I am. I know that I'm not racist. And I know we have to have open, honest conversations. And we need to get these resource officers out of the schools and worry about literacy rates and worry about what we're teaching these children. This person hates you, their ancestors hated you, so they inherently are racist. You, your ancestors were most likely slaves, and I'm going to say on both sides. I'm going to say most likely because most of the white people went walking around owning slaves, and there were black people that owned slaves too. I'm not trying to justify this shit. I want people to know their history, learn the correct history, and then move on. And let's have a good life and a good country, and know that who our real enemy is, and that is the government. Yes, and when people realize that, if they ever do, and they learn their rights, which we're gonna in that video I'm gonna try to put together when we talk about our founding fathers. They weren't perfect, and the ones that wanted to stop certain things, there was ways they could have stopped it. They were very intelligent men, but they were the same way. The ones that wanted to stop it weren't going to give up on the Constitution. There was ones that, if they couldn't stop it. Anyway, it's a terrible thing. It's happened to a lot, you know, unfortunately, most of it was against black folks here, but it was also against the Irish and other poor people too that were brought over as both slaves and indentured servants. And I don't want to forget our past. Never forget your past. If you do, you're doomed to repeat it. But I want us all to remember our history. Read it, get the correct version. Do not believe anything they taught you in school. Just be open, honest, and willing to listen to others and to do your own research. Okay, well, that's all I got for you guys this morning. I was hoping some people would come up here and have a conversation with us, but it is a little early. So we'll try again another day. But I want to appreciate you guys. I think the only person left in here is Johnny, but I sure do appreciate you. I appreciate all you guys. If you're watching this later or if you were here earlier. All right, my name is American Amy, and I will catch you guys on the next time. Thank you. Bye bye. Peace.